welcome to my new challenge. I am trying to challenge myself and get some of these projects done. So, I rolled a 5, and 5 is for mini albums. Also, while I'm working with this, I'm going to be listening to an audiobook. I'm listening to Finding Latinx in Search of the Voices, Redefining Latino Identity by Paula Ramos. This is the second book that I've listened from this author. So I have my supplies here. I have a notebook. I decided to use this Recollections notebook to do the mini album, and I'm going to be using this scrapbook paper, this scrapbook pad it's also by Recollections. It is kind of like a fairy theme, and I'm just taking some of the pages that I need to make this a little bit thinner, because if I'm going to add scrapbook paper, then I need to remove some of the pages that are already in there, because it's going to be a chunky book. Okay, if you have not seen my previous video, I made a video kind of like going over my this personal challenge and kind of like the rules that I've set up for myself. So I am trying to kind of like focus on one thing at a time. And it's specifically because I have a problem with, I think that I have all this time in the world because it's summertime. I'm a teacher, so I'm not teaching right now. So I think that I have all this time and I should be doing all things at once. And it doesn't work that way. You probably already knew that. It took me a little bit of time to realize that, but here we are. So what I'm trying to do is focus on one thing at a time, and that is where the challenge came. I'm just picking one thing that I'm going to do for that day. I am focusing all of my energy on that, and all of the other things are going to have to wait for a different day, or when I'm done with this. Maybe if I just want to take a break from this one, it's fine. But the main focus is to get as much done from this project, all right? Because I've been thinking about doing this mini album for, I don't know, a year or so, and it's about time that it gets done. So it's also helping me realize that I have to use the stuff that I have. I have a lot of supplies, and it is because I'm out and about. I see a beautiful fairy kind of like forest theme pad, and it's on sale. Sometimes I find things on clearance and I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a perfect thing for this one little project that I'm thinking about. And I get it because the intention is for me to start working on it right away, but it doesn't happen. So I need to use the supplies that I have. I need to declutter my stuff. If I'm not going to use it this summer, then it has to go. So it's going to work perfectly all around. I'm going to have a beautiful, beautiful mini album at the end of this. All right. I am going to have a beautiful gift for the beautiful person. And then I am not going to have supplies just laying around. I'm going to declutter all of my, my supply section, and it's going to be a win-win-win. So here we are. I'll go over the rules in just a moment. I usually leave the covers for the end I like to set the paper set aside for what I want the cover to be, but I usually tend to leave the covers for the end because I am moving this notebook around all over the place and I don't want to mess it up. So, but I keep going back and forth. Do I want this one to be the main page, the cover? Do I want another one? It's and now that I'm looking at it, going back, do I want to paint the cover because it's craft color? And I'm like, do I want it white? I don't know. So that is something to consider right now. Okay, so now I'm just selecting the paper that I want to have in the pages of the album. I am trying to see which one goes with what. I'm trying to select the best ones for each section of the notebook. That's another one that I really like for the cover, but then I'm still going back and forth. But anyway, in order to kind of like set some rules. Now, my rules are subject to change. All right, if I am in the mood to continue to do something, I'm just going to keep going. If I'm really close to finishing something and I'm excited to get it done, then I'm going to get it done. But these are so far some of the rules that I have, kind of set for myself. I'm rolling a die to make sure that I am to select the project for that day. I am spending at least 1 hour uninterrupted time working on that, and if I have more time, then I will continue with that. I have so far I have 6 things that I am working on. So I have my reading, which is my main hobby as of right now. I have coloring books. Number 2, I have number 3 is my junk journals. Number 4 is my reading journals. Number 5 is mini albums, like you saw already. And number 6, I have a crochet project that I have not finished. So those are the 6 things that I'm focusing on right now. Later on, I might add more things. Or maybe when I'm done with those things, I can just wrap it up and put something else in that spot. The other thing is, if I am, for example, if I'm doing something like today, I am working on the mini album, I can easily listen to an audiobook while I'm doing that. So with some of my hobbies, I integrate reading into it just because I want to get some of my reading done as well, and that's an easy way. Listening to my audiobooks is an easy way to get some reading done. And I think that's pretty much all the rules that I have. So, I'm doing this 5 days a week, so I do have some wiggle room within this challenge, because I don't want to. There might be just a day that I just don't want to do any of these things. There might just be a day that I'm just going to watch movies with the kids and not do anything else. So it might happen, it might not, but as of right now, it's 5 days a week. If I do more, then I do more. If not, then 5 days a week is all I need. All right. But those are all the rules. If you think of anything, if you have any tips, let me know. I know I've seen other people do different challenges when it comes to like finishing up their projects or tackling different tasks around the house or at work or whatever. And I want to know if you have seen anything that you think might work, or something that has worked for you. Please let me know in the comments. So right now what you're seeing is I'm going back and forth with the pages, and I'm trying to see if I can come up with a way to do some pockets without adding any extra bulk into it. So I decided that I'm going to, instead of cutting at the where I'm supposed to cut if I just fold it and make it into a pocket. Then you'll see that I made a mistake here. Instead of folding at 8.5, I folded at 8. Oops. And my paper was short. But then I fixed that. It's okay. It's an easy mistake to fix. It's no big deal. There's always a way to fix it. This is where I realized that my paper is short, and I realized that I made the measurements wrong, but it's okay. So I'm working on creating some pockets within this thing, so that things can be put in. It could be like little notes, it could be pictures, it could be whatever you decide to put on the pockets. So this is kind of like an easy way to get it done. And at first, those colors I thought maybe was too much. Now looking at it, I think it would have looked fine. So maybe I will do a page with those little fairies in that purple. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like a broken like diamond or so, but I ended up with a butterfly one. Going through all of my scrapbook paper, I've noticed that I have quite a few tabs that are butterfly themed, and I mean, they are beautiful, beautiful scrapbook papers. But I noticed that I started buying butterflies because of my oldest daughter. She is into butterflies a lot. And when I did her album, I started her album last year. And there's videos on here. I'll try to put them all in the description box so that you guys can go back and see them. But her whole album is, the whole theme is butterflies because she loves them so much. And I just started collecting butterflies. Anytime I would see anything that was butterfly themed, I would get it. And now I have all this stuff. In this paper pad specifically, it's not really butterflies. Like I said in the beginning, it's more like a fairy theme, like a enchanted forest kind of theme. So it's kind of more of that, but it still had a lot of butterflies in it. I'm not mad about it. I love it. I can use, I'm getting a lot of use out of that scrapbook paper, so I'm not mad about it at all. All right, this is my first time working with this type of notebook, the Recollections notebook, and I don't think the purpose of it is specifically what I'm using it for, but I think it works. And so I'm trying two different things. In this case, I tried the double-sided tape. I thought maybe double-sided tape will work because I can get to every single corner of the paper. And then in the middle, I would just do glue stick. That glue stick that I have is really good. It's a pretty good glue. It holds up pretty well. And I mean, for the most part, it looks good. But I think I'm gonna try just using liquid glue for the rest. Even though it does warp the paper a little bit, it is a bit of a thinner paper than one in the notebook, so it does warp it, but I think it's going to be okay since I'm using scrapbook paper to put on top. Okay, so here I have a page that I really, really like, and I don't know if I want to put this one in the front. In a minute, you're going to see that I kind of stopped and thought about it. And this is kind of like the fun part, but it also can be a little bit overwhelming. Like, you don't know if you're going to make the right choice. But this is sort of like the fun part. Okay, like, okay, do I want to use this one as my front page because that is a really cute one? Like once I cut it and I had it like in the right size, I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cute. But then I also like the light on the other one, the tree, the butterfly standing on the mushroom. So it's kind of like a going back and forth and just thinking, okay, which one will be better? How do I like this? And that is another reason why I don't like to do the cover right away. Unless I'm like, okay, this is the one for sure. I don't envision anything else, but I like to leave it for the end so that I can have different options and I can go back and forth and see which one I like better. Here I go overthinking things, like I'm looking at this page. Do I want to make something? Do I fold it? Do I cut it? So it's a whole process. Again, it could be fun, but it could also be a little overwhelming. But at the end, I think I decided to cut it. I do have some extra pages, so in case I do want to make another one that is folded, I do have some more. And then we have this one. This one, I really like this page. This is the one that I cut and I put in my reading journal. I just love it so much. It's making me think of Lord of the Rings. Is you know, it's making me think of like a really nice spot where you can just sit there and read. And I just I just want it. I just want to put it in the mini album as well. So instead of cutting it though, I'm gonna fold it, and this is gonna be a different kind of page. And as I'm trying to figure out these pages because I don't really have kind of like a tutorial. Sometimes I have a tutorial in the background, just like telling me what to do with each page. Right now, I'm just winging it. I'm just going through the pages, seeing which one will work better. And I think on this one, this is what I want to do. I want to wrap up the page instead of cutting it and kind of make a pocket. So that, again, it could be an overwhelming part. It could be just a challenge again, a challenge within a challenge to see, oh, what can I make with this? Instead of cutting it and just glue it to the page, can I make something fun, something more interactive in here? So that is my whole process with that. All right, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk about the book that I've been reading. I'm reading Finding Latinx, In Search of the Voices, Redefining Latino Identity by Paola Ramos. This is the second book that I read by this author, and I really enjoyed both of them. I think it has a lot of good information about the Latino community in the U.S., and I really like that she goes out there and she finds people, and it's not only her own perspective, but is the perspective of other people out there. So, yep, it was a really good read. One of the things that I really enjoyed is that it doesn't really just talk about gender identity, but identity as a whole, as a person immigrating or living in the U.S. as a second, third, or fourth generation here in the U.S., and how, depending on the community and depending on just their life experiences, they are going to identify differently. So it's not only specifically to gender, but how do we identify ourselves as a whole? Like, she goes on and talks about the, I don't know, somebody, some people will call it labels, other people will call it identity, depending again on how your upbringing is or was. So, for example, being considered Hispanic or being considered Latino, being considered in now Latinx, or not wanting to be considered Latinx because that is a concept that not many people are willing to adapt to it. She also talks about language and how language is always developing. It's always in constant change, and it has to. Like, if you think about it, so many of the things that we say now, a few decades ago, were not a thing. So, as things, develop in technology in the world, language also has to develop. So she talks about how the word Latinx is just a product of, we're moving forward, and it's just another word. Whether you want to identify yourself with that or not, it's it's up to you. And the last thing that I think I want to talk about is that so the idea of adding the X to the word is not just specifically gender based, but it is, in her point of view, it's somebody that continues to push boundaries and tries to break like the stereotypes, because it is so, like, you just thinking about Hispanics, within that word there's so many identities that could be breaking down from that word. The same thing with the word Latino. There's so many words or identities that could be breaking down from just that word. And just adding the X, Latinx, is just another way of, again, somebody that is breaking those boundaries, breaking those stereotypes, and moving forward. So I think that she makes a really good point in in her book, and I really enjoy reading it. I look forward to reading more from her if she decides to write anything else. I really enjoy the research that she does. I think she does a really good job with it. I think it could be more because, again, you can't just like put all of this in just one book. But I am looking forward to reading more about this specific subjects and many other ones that involved our community. Okay, here I am making a waterfall. So I have these four images that came with the pack of the scrapbook paper. So I'm trying to find a good way to rearrange them, and I am going to make a waterfall. The only thing that I wish I could have done before is just put a more sturdy paper in the back, because I can see the paper warping later on, but that is a note for for any future things that I would like to do. For now, it looks okay. I think I'm just going to reinforce the back of the paper before I do anything else to it, but I think it turned out really cute. So I have the four images, I cut them, and I am going to fold just a little piece on the top so that I can glue them to the page and they can fold back and forth.
have your own. Yeah, you do.
Okay, so I'm folding about 3/8 on the top of each card. And that is going to be where I put the glue so that I can put it in my waterfall. And it's gonna turn out so cute. Can't wait for you guys to see it. But anyway, we are watching The Incredibles. And that movie is like what, like 23 years old? Maybe. And it never gets old. Anytime my kids tell me, like, we should watch The Incredibles, I said yes. Let's do it. Because I love that movie. So how old were you the first time that you watched The Incredibles? I think I was 19. So Victoria was 1, and she probably watched it a couple times before that. But yeah, about 1. So it's a great movie. It's a family movie. So if you have not seen it, do yourself a favor and watch The Incredibles.
Oh, sure.
Okay, we're gonna speed up the process a little bit more, just because I don't want this video to be too long. But I did end up spending about an hour and a half, and I think I made really good progress. I think before the end of the day, today's Sunday, I am gonna spend a little bit more time getting some more pages done. And I think instead of doing another video, I'm going to do maybe a short where I just show you the progress that I have. I also have some other things that I would like to print. But I don't know if I want to do, what would I want to do? So if you are watching this and you would like to, give me your opinion, what do you think I should do? Should I do maybe a life where I could just have the pages printed and get them done the next time I roll the dice for this one? Or would you prefer a video? Do you prefer a video where I'm just talking? Do you prefer a video where I'm just like showing you what I'm doing without the talking? Music or no music? Um, I would say that I could do some ASMR, but it's summertime. My kids are at home. The dog is always here. So I don't know how great the ASMR would be. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes, it's just not going to happen. But there's different things that I can try to do. I do have some other ideas of things that I found that I had bought, printables that I had bought a long time ago, that maybe I could use here. But that's going to be for the next time. Like I said, if I do have anything else done, if I do get anything else done today, I probably just take pictures or just a very short video and put it up so that you guys can see my progress. I am feeling really good because, first of all, I don't feel guilty that I'm not doing any of the other stuff. I feel like I sat down and I got so much stuff done. I feel like my mind has a purpose and I'm focused. I'm focusing all of my energy in that purpose. And I feel like this is going to be done so fast because I am I'm really focused on this one thing. So I'm hoping that it will continue, that the momentum will continue and I can get so much more things done. As far as decluttering and that stuff, I am still working on that. I'm hoping that maybe within a week or so, I can show you my other area where I still have a lot to put away. Also, if one of the times like we get to the junk journaling stuff, then I am going to show you like the things that I have and probably things that I should get rid of or things that maybe I can donate because there's no way I can get to everything. Right now I have 2 boxes of just stuff and I need to get rid of them. I don't want them anymore. Um, so, yes, a lot to go through, but so far for day one, I think I did pretty good. And I'm excited to continue. You know, I want to take a break right now, and I also want to put the video up. But I'm excited to continue with this. All right, if you have any questions, any tips, please let me know in the comments. And I will more than likely see you tomorrow for day 2. Tuesday, I might not be able to do anything on Tuesday because there's something going on, so that might be one of my days that I have off, which is another thing that I will do. Like I'm not going to say I'm doing projects Monday through Friday and then having Saturday and Sunday as my days off. That's not going to work with me because I have things that are happening maybe throughout within the week. So what I'll do is I'll probably select a day. Like Tuesday, I have something to do, so that's probably a day that I cannot dedicate the day I to anything. So that's not gonna be a good day for me. So that's not gonna be a good day for doing any of my hobbies. So that's gonna be one of my days off, and that's pretty much how it's going to work. All right. Well, I will be back soon with day number 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are sticking around and watching them. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of this one. And I'll see you in the next one.
Oh no. Oh, that was a waffles. Like this.